Imagine filling up your truck from a plant growing in your own backyard. No gas station, no $4 gallons, no dependency on anyone. That sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, but engineers proved it works with a single number, 97%. And once you understand what that number means, you'll never look at an empty field the same way again. Most people don't realize this, but the diesel engine was never designed for petroleum. When Rudolf Diesel filed his compression ignition patent back in 1892, he described it as a heat engine that could run on plant oil. At the 1900 World Exposition in Paris, he ran his engine on peanut oil in front of a live crowd. It was quiet. It was smooth. People standing nearby couldn't tell it was burning vegetable oil. Diesel himself wrote that he believed farmers would one day grow their own fuel. He envisioned complete energy independence. One field, one crop, one engine. Then the petroleum industry stepped in, took ownership of the fuel supply, and that original vision was quietly buried. Now here's where it gets interesting for homeowners and rural property owners in 2024. Hemp, industrial hemp, Cannabis sativa, produces somewhere between 30 and 35% oil by weight in its seeds alone. That oil can be cold pressed at home using the same type of equipment people use for olive oil. Once you have the raw oil, you run it through a basic chemical process called transesterification. You mix the oil with methanol and a small amount of lye as a catalyst. The mixture reacts, separates into two distinct layers. The top layer is biodiesel. The bottom layer is glycerin, which you can use to make soap. You wash the biodiesel, let it dry, and it goes straight into any diesel engine without a single modification. Not a converted engine, not a modified engine, any diesel engine, because that's what the engine was built for in the first place. In 2010, a research team at the University of Connecticut ran virgin hemp seed oil through standard transesterification in a biofuels lab. The result? 97% conversion rate to biodiesel. It passed every American and European quality standard, and it showed something no one expected. Better cold weather performance than any other plant-based biodiesel on the market at that time. The lead researcher said publicly that a farmer already growing hemp might be able to produce enough fuel from the seeds alone to power their entire operation. One crop, one press, one reactor you can build from a used electric water heater for under $300. Plans are free online, but that only covers diesel engines. What about your car, your generator, your lawnmower? That's where the second fuel comes in. After you harvest hemp seeds for oil, you still have thousands of pounds of woody stock material per acre. That stock is loaded with cellulose. Break the cellulose down into simple sugars, ferment those sugars, distill the result, and you get ethanol. The same type of alcohol that's already blended into every gallon of regular gas you buy at the pump today. E10 fuel is 10% ethanol right now. The only difference is that the ethanol at the station comes from corn. Yours would come from the stalks of a plant that already gave you biodiesel from its seeds. One plant, two fuels, two engine types, zero waste. Henry Ford understood this before almost anyone else. His 1908 Model T was designed to run on gasoline, ethanol, or any blend of both. Ford told reporters in 1925 that fuel of the future would come from weeds, from fruit, from sawdust, from anything that could ferment. In the 1930s, he backed an entire agricultural chemistry movement aimed at letting American farmers grow raw materials for industry instead of importing everything from petroleum. He even built and demonstrated a prototype car with body panels made from plant materials, designed to run on plant-based ethanol. He was 77 years old when he swung an axe at that car door on camera to prove the panels were stronger than steel. That vision didn't disappear because it didn't work. It disappeared because it worked too well. Here's the practical math for a regular property owner today. 1 acre of hemp produces roughly 700 pounds of grain. Cold press that, and you get approximately 20 gallons of biodiesel. That same acre gives you over 5,000 pounds of stock for ethanol production. Between both fuels from a single harvest, you're covering diesel and gasoline engines from one planting season. The federal government issues a free fuel alcohol permit through the Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau. Apply, get approved, and you can legally distill ethanol for motor fuel on your own property. You're not hiding from anyone. The permit hangs on your wall. Brazil proved this works at national scale. They've been running cars on high ethanol blends since the 1970s. Millions of vehicles, decades of use, no mechanical failures. This technology isn't experimental. It's proven. The only thing missing in America was the legal right to grow the crop. Now you have that right. The question isn't whether this is real. The question is why you had to find a channel like Hidden Fix Lab to hear about it. Drop in the comments. If you had 1 acre to plant this season, what would you fuel first? Your answer shapes what we cover next.